6:01 on a Saturday morning. Rise and shine. The weekend has arrived, and wow, does it feel outstanding. Good morning to you. I'm Wesh 2, first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We do this 7 days a week, chat about what's doing in the world of weather. And listen, you don't have to take my word for it. It is an absolutely stunning start to the day. Our Tower Cam network there in Volusia County showing a beautiful scene over at New Smyrna Beach. Let's talk temperatures. So this morning I was showing this map and I was so excited because I was finding temperatures in the 60s in the metro. But I just looked, and officially the morning low this morning, 70 degrees. I found 69.8, which is 70 degrees. Okay, darn. Anyway, what are you going to do? 72 right now in Orlando. It's still lovely. It's 67 degrees in DeLand, 68 degrees in Palm Coast, and 69 in Ocala. Missed it by less than that, Jay. Like, I feel like 0.87654. It had to be 0.4. It had to be we were a half degree, less than a half degree off from being able to do the rounding thing. So, all right. What are you going to do? It was still stunning. Like, that much we know. Frankie, good morning to you, buddy. Love you. How are you? Bob's in the room. Justina in Palm Coast. I'm like, how? That's an interesting spelling. Beverly, good morning to you. Susan Thomas, good morning. How are ya? 69 at our house in lovely a pop guy. Love that, Stacy. It's so nice. Chris says, let's try again tomorrow morning. Yeah, think of it as like the appetizer. You know, fall is right around the corner. So think of it as the appetizer, right? Right. All right. So that said, it was a lovely morning. We look to the forecast this afternoon and we'll watch those temperatures climb. 86 degrees by lunchtime, about 91 degrees, our 3 o'clock high temperature on the day. And then we get that 30-40% coverage of showers and thunder showers. Now, that said, right now, our first warning live Doppler radar is tracking some rainfall, but not anywhere like near us. You kind of see that radar loop doing its thing. Not a bother. I do want to look and just compare, make sure, because I did make some tweaks to the radar. Melbourne radar and us. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure everything's in unison. All right, so that said, here's our forecast today. Lots going on across town. 91 in Orlando, 90 degrees in Wildwood, 90 degrees in Ocala, about 89 to 94. Places like Daytona Beach, Port Orange, 90 degrees in Palm Bay. So definitely looking great. Looks like a beautiful Saturday for us. It is college football Saturday, so I've got to go over some of the football forecasts. All right, I'm going to start with UF, not because of favoritism. It's the first we're going to do the local games, and then we're going to do the away games, okay? So we'll start with UF. There you go. McNeese State coming to town. Storms around through the day in Gainesville, but I do think things will clear through the day, okay? So there's that. That's beautiful. 87 for the tailgate, 84 for kickoff. Definitely looking good. All right, up to Doak Campbell. This should be fun to watch. 87 for a 6 p.m. tailgate. Any of the rains around will come to an end. Skies clearing for the football game itself. Looks fantastic. Now, y'all know I'm a Knight fan. So it's going to give me a chance to do the old UCF forecast. It's funny. So when we do away games, I use this as the background. The problem is the only place that's not going to work is Boise State. But I didn't make another version, so that's what you got. Boise State today, wearing all blue. The Knights coming to town and will thrive in a lack of humidity. 84 for kickoff, no humidity through the night. Should be a really nice forecast. Hoping for a really nice outcome to the game as well, but that's just me. What can I say? Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're at in terms of the local forecast. If you're wanting to head to the beach today, highly encouraged behavior. Seas and surf not looking too bad. And it's not even just today, by the way. Our weekend beach forecast is looking great. But if you do want to head out next week, during the week, just know this. Things are going to pick up significantly as Hurricane Lee passes by off the shoreline there. By Wednesday, breakers running 3 to 5 feet. And not for sure, but we could see more. We could build on that Thursday and even into Friday. So, just put that in the back of your mind. Know that that's one of those things we're going to have to watch. All right? All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Frank says you could just use a blue filter. I know. I could have been cheeky and tried to do something like that, but here we are. Chris, why doesn't it work for Boise State? Boise State has a blue field. They have blue AstroTurf. It's going to make your head start pounding. I'm worried that my head's going to start throbbing. As long as we're winning, though. As long as the Knights are winning, that's all that matters. Oh, boy. All right. So that's where we're at locally. All right. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can get to the tropics, chat, and see what's doing out there. All right. Anybody? Anything? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Sold. To Hurricane Lee we go. There's the 5 o'clock advisory. Maximum sustained winds at 115 miles an hour. It's a Category 3 storm. It's still a significant hurricane, but it has significantly weakened. Dry air and wind shear impacting it. Think about it like this. The boiling hot water temperatures are what brought it to Category 5 status. El Nino's wind shear is what brought it back down. All right. George is asking, the hurricane come? No, it's not coming here. Thankfully. I've got it in the bottom left corner just so that through the entirety of Coffee Talk, y'all know I'm sharing the latest data with you. I'm not hiding anything. Okay? But I don't have it there to hype it or anything like that. I have it there just for information. Okay? Great news, so thankful. Yeah. Are we going to see the Nicole part of the pattern? I'm pretty sure Lee is the Nicole part of the pattern. It's just going to safely pass by off our shoreline. So here's the forecast from the National Hurricane Center, okay? Watch through time. Looking ahead, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's wanting to recurve right there. Look at that. I love that. It's wanting to curve and make that right-hand turn and stay out to sea. That's a beautiful thing. That's what we want to see. So here's the kind of overall forecast cone for it. And yeah, it's going to be recurving. There's not concern, but I would say at this point there's cautious viewing for places like Bermuda, Nova Scotia, and even Maine. Like even New England is watching this because obviously the Hurricane Center's forecast is a 5-day forecast. But all you have to do is look at tropical computer models and you can kind of get an idea of what that could look like. It's going to, at least the tropical models are passing it just to the west of Bermuda, but then it kind of starts to approach New England. Hopefully it'll recurve and just be a complete fish storm. Now, one of the things that we use is the ensemble plots. Think of it as the GFS and the Europeans spaghetti version of spaghetti plots. And you can see at least this morning that, there's a good amount of those model plots, at least on the European side, that bring it over to Bermuda. So that wouldn't be an ideal situation. And then a lot of them kind of take it into coastal Canada. So that certainly is not an ideal situation for them. Watch that storm. Even if it's not a Category 5 anymore. I mean, it's still a beast, but it's definitely not as organized as it once was. So, okay, there you go. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns about it? Anything? Anybody have anything? Anybody have anything? Anything developing behind Lee? We've got Margot not going to do a thing. We haven't seen we haven't seen any threats of anything beyond Margot. So at the moment we don't have Nigel. Hopefully that'll continue. But yeah, so far so good. Nothing Nigel yet. Nothing Nigel yet. What about the pressure that comes after it? I don't know what you mean, Ash, about what about the pressure that comes after it? Let's look and see what the computer models are showing, though, kind of down the pike, shall we? A second. Basin. Okay, full Atlantic basin. See, I just realized, like, as I'm looking in, y'all are seeing my old man eyes, like, trying to peek in. All right. So this is the raw GFS model, and we're just going to roll through time. All right. So you've got Lee there on the left, hard right turn, lifting to the north. There's Margot. There's another thing kind of developing around late this upcoming week. And that one is going to be a beefy thing. Also, it looks like it's going to want to recurve. And then another thing that develops in the Atlantic. Yeah, right there. So there you go. So there's going to be a couple things. There's going to be a couple things. That's a GFS. Let's look at the European. Remember, the 6Z doesn't go out very far. So I'll have to, when I get to the end, I'll have to switch over from the 6Z to the 0Z. Shouldn't be that different. Wow, yeah. Still a nasty hurricane. And then beyond that, the control member. Couple things across the Atlantic, but nothing terribly well organized. So, okay. All right. They can keep turning. Trina says, all of them can keep turning. I will back that up. I remember thinking. Yeah, I'll back you up. Are you sure the model isn't doing a Groundhog Day thing? I mean, it kind of looks that way, doesn't it? I'm fine with it. This afternoon, that afternoon thunderstorm felt like a hurricane yesterday. Yeah, there were some nasty storms. There was some decent hail too. Yeah. Yep. So that's where we're at. Any other questions? We may make it a little quick one. I'm working on some coding anyway right now, so I'm okay making this a little quicker today. So, all right. So that's where we're at. So let's take a look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast, and we can make today's coffee talk just a couple of minutes quick, if that's all right with you. Just because I'm doing some coding, so might as well get it done. 40% coverage of showers and storms today, tomorrow, and then some hit or miss storms looking ahead to the week. You don't see 60s in those morning lows, though. So enjoy what we got this morning. All right. All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see you on TV in a little bit. And of course, West 2 News Sunrise in the morning and Coffee Talk tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. All right, be good, y'all. Take care.